Okay, I now want to just talk about overtaking for a minute. Overtaking is the most dangerous thing that you're going to do on a motorbike because you'll be on the wrong side of the road coming towards oncoming traffic, and also we don't know what this vehicle's going to do, and we can't always see ahead when we first start to overtake. So there's a number of things that you've got to bear in mind. There's two positions to think about when overtaking. One is the following position, and number two is the overtaking position. So if you're looking for an overtake, then move up and get yourself into more of an overtaking position. If the overtake isn't on because of congestion or because of white solid lines, then move back and sit a couple of seconds away, maybe 2 seconds. The reason being that gives you a nice following position, a good following distance, and if anything was to happen to this vehicle, then you've got enough of a safety margin in front of you to react. If we've caught up with the vehicle because it's travelling much slower than us, then it may be that we could go for an overtake from this position here. So we're travelling at say 50-60 miles an hour and this vehicle is travelling at say 30. In which case, if we come up and we see it's clear ahead, then all we would need to do is move out into position, keep the same speed, make the overtake, and as long as we can see a safe return space further ahead, then we can move out and go past and come back into our lane. That's the ideal, but in many instances what we find is we keep up with the vehicle in front, it slows down and we close up a little bit. The vehicle then accelerates and we drop back a little bit. Or it may be that the vehicle's staying at a steady speed, say 45-50 miles an hour in a national speed limit. In which case we've got to choose carefully where we overtake. So we've got to look for a safe place, not opposite junctions or near junctions, not opposite lay-bys, not near lay-bys in case the vehicle turns in or a vehicle turns out of the lay-by. The other thing we've got to consider is when we do an overtake, then we must have good visibility of where we're going to come back in. So if you can't see your safe return space, then don't make the overtake in the first place. Remember, an aircraft pilot who's going to take off from London knows that he's going to land in Paris. So he knows where he's leaving and he knows his destination before he sets off. That's exactly what you must do. You know where you are now and you must know your safe destination. So as an example, we've been riding along and we've caught the vehicle up in front. We get to a position where we've moved up into what we call the overtaking position. And from the overtaking position, we now see that it's clear because the vehicle's just gone past. So what we do is move out and have a look. And we do that without accelerating. The reason being, if I accelerate into this position and something comes towards me, or I get panicked or scared by what the car's doing, then I've got to take all that speed off that I've just put on and then get back into the safety of my own lane. The best thing to do is move out first to the right and have a look. Is it safe and clear? Is it still a dotted white line? Can I make it back in if the line is going to go into a solid white line on my side of the road? Can I see my safe return space? And as I move past, will it affect or inconvenience this car driver? So all of these considerations must be made. So I move out and have a look. If I'm not happy, then I can abort and move back in. Remember, there's a nice little saying, if in doubt, bottle out. But if you do move over and have a look and it's nice and safe, then you can accelerate from this position into your overtake and then pop back in to your safe return space in front of the vehicle that you've just overtaken. Now remember, when you're riding as a group, don't think that this vehicle, this bike in front has overtaken, so you're just going to blindly follow. So every overtake you make, it's an individual overtake. You're not just following the bike in front. Don't follow them in, because if they abort the overtake, you're going to end up in a world of trouble. So take the overtake for yourself and not blindly following the bike in front, and don't play follow my leader. The reason being, you could get into a lot of trouble doing that, and if the bike in front decides that they're going to abort the overtake, then think about what you might do. So they're the basics of overtaking: safe, controlled, and for yourself. Don't ever think that people behind you are pushing you on. If you're not happy to make the overtake, drop back and let the bikes behind continue and then make their overtake themselves. But if in doubt, bottle out.